This is 2 Minutes Together, a ministry of Central Lutheran Church, Eugene, Oregon. I'm Pastor Ben. This week in our Old Testament lesson, we continue with the reading from the book of Jeremiah, who we talked about last week. Jeremiah, at this point, is in a debate, really, with another prophet by the name of Hananiah. And they are both presenting their case to the people of Judah. And Hananiah has been making the case that peace and prosperity are possible, whereas Jeremiah's case is that there is no possibility for peace. The empire of Babylon is going to conquer them, whether they like it or not, and that God will be with them in being conquered. And so the people, ought to lean into that and move forward to their new setting in life, which, albeit, will be a very difficult one. This is the debate they are having in the public square. Jeremiah is not winning this debate. Hananiah is continually winning. And people are not listening to Jeremiah. And what's more, Jeremiah knew that they wouldn't listen to him. God tells Jeremiah that right from the very beginning. So that there's a lot of different things going on with that. But one question I think it leads is, so why bother? Why bother having a prophet go tell people something that they're not going to listen to anyway? Because after all, whether or not Jeremiah says Babylon's going to come conquer them, Babylon's going to come conquer them. That part is already set in stone. And so why bother saying it? Well, Jeremiah, I think, is presenting this because God knows that when these catastrophic events happen in our lives, we'll be able to look back at that message and recognize that despite the challenges they're facing, they weren't abandoned by God. That Jeremiah was telling them before it happened, even if this happens, and in fact Jeremiah says it will happen, God will remain with you, even off in exile. And how necessary that can be in our own lives. That when challenges arise, we're able to look back at the message of who God is in our lives, to be able to say, oh, God hasn't abandoned us. Because right in the middle of the crisis, I might not be able to see that God hasn't abandoned us. But I can recall a time when that was made clear. As Lutherans, we have something called the theology of the cross, which means we don't expect everything's always going to go beautifully. But we do expect that God will always be with us. That's the message of Jeremiah we reflected on last week, and it retains its power today. This is 2 Minutes Together. I'm Pastor Ben.